This is Channel 7 News Weekend Edition.
Little Rock police have arrested 2 juvenile suspects accused of robbing an Arby's. Hello and thank you for staying up late with us tonight. I'm Janelle Lilly. Police say the Arby's on Chenal Parkway was robbed just after 12:30 this morning. Authorities say 2 juveniles held everyone in the store hostage for 2 hours. The robbers then allegedly fled in a vehicle which they later crashed. One of the suspects was taken to the hospital and has yet to be charged. The driver is being charged with 4 counts of aggravated robbery, 3 counts of kidnapping, and 1 count of felony fleeing.
The explosion was so powerful, the doors to this building were blown apart, and the roof, once flat, is now bowed.
Just a few ads.
Been a few ads, not much. Why don't you take us off the top with the Mark Pryor ad?
Yeah, the new Pryor ad. It's the first time we get a chance to see his dad make a debut in this ad. And I first of all want to kick it off to you, John. What did you think about the ad? What did you think about bringing David Pryor into it? And do you think it's effective?
I think it's potentially the best ad of the year, the most effective.
What we understand right now, the female victim is a Parkview student. She was inside for graduation practice, had walked out to her vehicle. That's when she spotted someone that the police believe she knew. There were no explosives inside, just a bunch of personal items. But even so, the dogs continue to key in on that piece of luggage. So now the FBI, the TSA, and the bomb squad are all taking samples.
A developing story tonight out of Randolph County. The sheriff's department says the body of a missing woman has been found in a river. She was reported missing just before midnight last night, and about 2 this afternoon, the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission and the Randolph County Sheriff's Department found the body in the Current River. The name of the woman has not yet been released.
In Arkansas, a car like this one with more than 70% damage that most people would consider a total loss can actually be given a clean title. Why? It's more than 7 years old.
All right, thank you, Roby. Former GOP presidential nominee Mitt Romney was in Arkansas last week to campaign for U.S. Senate candidate Tom Cotton and gubernatorial candidate Asa Hutchinson. Romney said the entire nation cares about the Senate race and, quote, this could well be the race that determines who is in control of the Senate.
7-year-old Trenton Williams has cystic fibrosis. It's a disease that not only shortens the lives of its victims, but also threatens them. Every school day for the last 2 years, Trenton was placed in the care of a woman known as Suzanne Pitts, a woman Trenton and his mom Rachel trusted with a precious life, and a woman who, despite the licenses hanging on her office wall, was not a nurse.
Well, I'm just ready to ride this. I ride my bike. And I play on fishing and hunting with my friend.
At first glance, 7-year-old Trenton is a typical boy, but if you spend some time with him, you'll see all he has to do to seem typical. Trenton has cystic fibrosis. He was diagnosed just 1 day after he was born, facing stomach and bowel resections. In the 7 years since, his stays at Children's have been frequent.
It changed our lives forever.
Normal things like the first day of kindergarten called into question. Was it safe? Who would supervise his treatments?
She was a great person. I mean, she really was. She cared about Trenton. She seemed to care about his treatment.
And in return, Rachel Williams and her son Trenton cared about Miss Pitts, even changing school districts to stay with her. But no one knew Pitts was really Suzanne Johnson with a lengthy criminal past, including practicing medicine without a license in Florida in 1989 and in Tennessee in 1990. After 6 years at Sidney Diener, she's facing those charges again.
She lied to parents. She lied to me. She lied to Trenton, who was in tears because that was his friend.
And the caregiver to a child battling a dangerous disease.
The medicine he has to have every day, she administered that. He has to have sometimes 4 breathing treatments a day with airway clearance, a vest machine that shakes the mucus out, closely monitored and everything.
Rachel also trusted the school, but when we called previous employers listed on Johnson's resume, we quickly discovered several errors. She was fired from one place for not having a nursing license and subbed at Bradford for a day, not a year.
Complete neglect. I mean, that person is to take care of how many kids? A whole school, and you don't call a reference? Or you call a reference and ignore it? It takes how long to put a license number in the computer?
Rachel spoke to the school superintendent today to find out what can be done about her child's medical forms that are no longer valid.
What did Miss Barrett say to that?
That she's still employed, that it's fine. We would discuss that later. We're not discussing. No.
A lot of parents are upset about this. The school district denied a request for an interview regarding their hiring practices. Christina.
Go get the paper.
Big Jake Cotton isn't your typical house pet.
Thank you so much.
For starters, his house is a state prison, and his trainers are inmates. Pam Shellnut is serving 14 years.
I just completed my 7th year here, as on Sunday was my 7-year anniversary, and it was really hard. And having Jake to hold all day and to love, and just, that's awesome. It was amazing.
Big Jake was adopted from a kill shelter, trading his life in a cage for some time behind bars. Andrea currently runs the Paws in Prison program. The dogs live in the cells with the inmates, and every week Andrea comes to train the inmates in the art of training dogs. She chooses only dogs from kill shelters for the program, saving the dog's life and giving meaning to the inmates.
We find dogs that people are throwing away and bring them in here and train them, and they go out and help people.
People like Allison Lewis, who Big Jake will live with once he completes his training. That brings us to one more thing that makes Big Jake special, this trick. This is the first time he's ever done this trick. Seeing it happen overwhelms Allison with gratitude. You see, Big Jake Cotton is training to be a service dog. Allison suffers from seizures and heart trouble. She knows this alert button and Big Jake could one day save her life.
He is a gift from God.
This moment means as much to Allison as it does to Big Jake's trainers, Miranda and Pam.
It changes everything about my prison sentence.
When it comes down to it, Paws in Prison isn't about training dogs, redeeming lives. A dog's life saved, an owner's life made safer, and an inmate's life changed for the better.
It can never make amends for the things we've done wrong, but at least it's a start.
Here in Amity, you can see the damage that was done. Let me step out of the way. A trailer used to sit on these blocks. Look how far the winds picked it up. It was a tornado. And inside was a pregnant mom of 4 other kids. She took shelter in the bathroom, able to keep them all safe. Residents tell me the trailer actually flipped end over end.
I looked out my front window and I could see it coming over the back hill. Grabbed us all and put us in the middle bathroom and grabbed a toddler bed off my son's bed and put it over top of us, and it took about 2 minutes and the trailer started flipping.
With the tornado coming straight towards her and 4 young children, Brittany Singleton didn't panic or worry. She simply acted.
Just mom mode, just get the kids and get them safe.
Her quick decision possibly saving the lives of her 2 boys, her nephews, and her unborn child.
I told them just to hold on to each other, and the boys, they like to pray a lot, and we all said a big prayer and asked God to take care of us and just held on to each other as tight as we could.
As they huddled together, a tornado picked up the trailer, rolling it, and dropped it more than 30 feet from the foundation. All 5 of them climbing out with only small cuts and bruises, and a story they'll never forget.
Tell her what got y'all.
A tornado.
A tornado.
In Amity, Janelle Lilly, Channel 7 News.